We are two completely. Luke comes in and sucks all the air out of the room, and he's just like, you know, here I am, and he talks and just doesn't stop talking.
I'm nervous because I'm not good at acting at all. I do the music thing, I can play and do all that, but I don't know, we'll see what happens.
If this doesn't work, then you'll get nothing but hard driving, drinking songs from now on.
This week on Headline Country, Toby Keith takes us to the set of his new music video for Hope on the Rocks. Jason Aldean talks about his huge year on the road. Lady Antebellum brings their new Christmas album to life right here on GAC. And Rascal Flatts continues to put smiles on the faces of the kids at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Plus, Kellie Pickler helps the Grand Ole Opry go pink.
Hey, this is Sarah Darling, and Headline Country starts now.
Hey everybody, I'm Stormy Warren. Welcome again to Headline Country. Well, fresh off his CMA win for Music Video of the Year for Red Solo Cup, Toby Keith is putting the brakes on the fun-loving, beer-drinking songs for a moment to release the title track from his new album, Hope on the Rocks. One of his best vocal and songwriting efforts ever. We met up with the big man on the set of the music video for the tune, and not surprisingly, it was a bar.
Brady was a baseball star till he struck out, took his car and drove away.
This song we're doing today, Hope on the Rocks, is, I've told people that if you set down 5 big hitter songwriters at the Bluebird Cafe, pass the guitar around and said, all right, all 5 of you studs play your top 3 songs you think you've ever written in your life, I would play this song.
So you know what I flash back to is the old Blue Moon album.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like it's putting your voice back on a pedestal again in a showcase light, not just a comedic light. It's actually your vocals shining through.
Well, we've got some good stuff. I've got a song on here called "I Got Stoned This Morning, but I Haven't Had a Drink All Day." I got a song called "Stand Back, John, That's a Size I Wear," about a girl. There's some funny stuff, but then we got some slam dunk Stone stuff on here too. But this Hope on the Rocks is my favorite thing on the album.
I'm a bartender, and at the end of the day, I'm only got hope on the rocks.
Take us through the process of writing this one. Was this just it's not a formula, it's a formula but with a new twist?
Well, it took me about maybe a little 4 months to finish it, and you know, should have been a cowboy. It took 20 minutes. You know, I just went in, it fell out. You get those, and most of them come quicker. But I just ground on it in my own spare time longer than I normally do. Mm-hmm. And I have 8 or 10 characters in it, and you only get a couple lines each, so you got to really be definitive in that little short amount of time. And it's made each one of them as perfect as I can make them. It just took me a while to grind it out, but I'm so happy with it.
These characters came to life in your head?
They did, and when you hear it, I think it'll come to life in your head. And 2 lines, I think I managed to transpose what I wanted to say to where people can see the person. And I kind of leave videos open-ended so people can listen to the song, can have their own idea about what it means. But we're really shooting this one pretty direct on. We don't usually do that. It's pretty much a direct reading of the minutes of the song.
Yeah, it's very literal, and it's asking for that, I think.
Yeah, and we're shooting some of it black and white, I think, too. You know, I want it to be real moody and old school, you know what I mean? I want it to look grainy, and so we'll see what we come up with.
People have come to expect certain things from you, and you know, Red Solo Cup, and I Like Girls That Drink Beer, and these other songs are great to get out there, but it is great to focus on this side again, isn't it?
You know, I tried to do a ballad. I thought I had a great ballad called Crash Here Tonight.
Yeah.
And you know, we couldn't get it moved up the charts, and so it kind of pushed me away from ballads for a while. But I constantly have people coming up going, you know, when are you going to do another ballad? So we're doing one.
Yeah, you're kind of a victim of your own success.
Well, if this doesn't work, then you'll get nothing but hard driving, drinking songs from now on.
Again, on this album too, you break out some live tracks and some cool little nuggets on the bonus edition.
We shot the whole live. We ran a reel and recorded an entire live show just to have. So we didn't know what we was going to do with it, but we wanted to have it. And Mills, my engineer, called up. He said, "Man, we don't even need to mix it. Whiskey Girl, for some reason, just popped off this thing, and it was just a magical cut.
Yeah.
He goes, you need to put it on your album. And I said, well, send it to me, and it is. So we put a live version of Whiskey Girl.
She's my little whiskey girl. She's kind of ragged on the edges, girl. I like 'em rough.
And there's also a live version of Get Out of Your Clothes or Get Out of My Car. So you get 4 little things on the end down there, and other than that, the 10 songs on the album, I think, are stud.
Is it cool to spend a little more time on this album? You've had a saying for a number of years saying, hey, there's a time to write my 10 songs and print them out there, but it does seem like a little more effort was put in.
Well, I think we probably wrote more songs for this album than we usually do, but, you know, I haven't been doing like, I haven't been doing any movies or television. So I've kind of the last 3 or 4 years cut back that, and it's increased my song pile by tenfold.
That's great.
So that'll show up in the results now.
Cool, and not just on this album, I assume.
Yeah, and I've got stockpiles. I've got another album I can go do right now, and we're still writing. And, you know, then you got Left Clancy's Tavern and a couple more behind on the last album. So it's, you know, and I had pulled 3 or 4 off of this one because I knew they wouldn't get to be singles. So yeah, I'm pretty flush on songs right now.
We'll have more from Toby talking about his new album, Hope on the Rocks, in the next couple of weeks. Well, don't go away. Jason Aldean reflects back on his big year on the road when we come back. Coming up, Jason Aldean reflects on his cross-country party with Luke Bryan. Well, his kind of party has been his fans and his pal Luke Bryan's kind of party as well. And now with stadiums selling out in record pace for his tour in 2013, Jason Aldean took a moment to reflect on the whirlwind on the road that has helped get him to this point.
Y'all make some noise for Mr. Luke Bryan.
You've taken your buddy Luke Bryan around the country a few dozen times already, and has it been nice to share this bizarre world with a buddy?
It has. You know, Luke was out with me a couple of years ago when things really kind of popped for me. I mean, when my career really started to go through the roof and we were on tour together, and he was there to kind of see that happen for me. And, you know, here we are a couple of years later, and he's out on tour with us, and it's happening for him this year. I mean, he's having a huge year, and to go out every night and kind of watch that happen for him, knowing how hard he's worked to get to this point too, and it's just it's been a pretty cool thing being in this business, and once things really start to happen, man, it really does kind of flip your life upside down, and to have somebody there like Luke, I mean, who, you know, and he's the same way. I mean, he can come and talk to me about things that nobody else really understands, and I do, and same with him. I mean, I can go and talk to him about things that really nobody else really gets. I mean, unless you've been in that situation, or you know, and it's been a really cool friendship. I mean, he's one of the few guys that I'm, you know, friends with, obviously in the business, but even, I mean, it goes way beyond that, and you know, away from this, we're just as good of friends. So
it's a rare thing.
It is, and I don't know why, because we are 2 completely different personalities.
Well, just watch your shows.
Yes. If you've ever been to the show, and you know, you've interviewed us both, but we are 2 completely. Luke comes in and sucks all the air out of the room, and he's just like, you know, here I am, and he talks and just doesn't stop talking, and I'm a little more laid back than that. So he keeps me entertained, though.
Going out on the road now with a whole batch of songs, I'm sure you've already been introducing a bunch of these new songs on the road. What do you have to wipe out of your set now to make room for these ones?
You know, I don't know, man. That's kind of been the challenge. I never thought I'd get to a point where I had enough hits that I had to start taking some out of the show. So, you know, and maybe it's not that, you know, maybe it's that we make the show longer, you know, make the show a little longer to fit some of those things in. And I think ultimately you want to go out and promote your newest thing, you know. So next year when we go on tour, I mean, we're going to have quite a few songs from this album in our show, and so, you know, it'll be something that I kind of work on, you know, over the next few months, and kind of getting ready for that tour. But, you know, I usually sit down and come up with about 10 set lists before I decide on the one that I really like, and then
throw it in somebody else and say, you figure it out.
Yeah, and then, you know, even we'll go out on the road too. Like after we've figured it out, we'll go on the road and play for a couple of weeks, and once you get on stage, it'll change too, and you'll go, well, this isn't really feeling right here, and we need to move this somewhere else and add this in. So it's kind of it's a constant thing, and usually it takes about a month or two for you to really figure it out once you get on the road.
Already, Jason has sold out 2 nights at Boston's Fenway Park and 1 night in his favorite football venue, University of Georgia's Sanford Stadium. His new album, Night Train, sold over 400,000 copies in its first week of release. When we come back, Carrie Underwood blows away yet another record, and Kellie Pickler gets tickled pink. Welcome back to Headline Country. Well, taking a look at some of the stories making headlines this week, we find Lady Antebellum getting an early start to the holiday season with their new Christmas concert that you can see right here on GAC.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Lady Antebellum's night is about to get a little chilly as the trio readies for their first ever holiday concert on this winter's night, where they'll be performing songs from their recently released Christmas album.
For our Christmas record, because we did record it in the sweltering heat of Nashville, Tennessee in the summertime, we brought in decorations. We had, you know, trees that were lit with ornaments. Dave wore a tacky sweater or two. We just kind of got lost in it.
Taking the music to the stage, Lady A has enlisted help from a live orchestra and children's choir for the special event, which will take place December 3rd at Nashville's Schermerhorn Symphony Center. An encore performance will air right here on GAC December 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Here's another one for the record books, courtesy of Carrie Underwood. The singer's hit song Blown Away recently claimed a second week at the top spot on the charts, following the #1 success of her album's debut single, Good Girl. This earns Carrie a total of 3 weeks at #1, making it a feat no other country female artist has done so far this year.
You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes and go.
The superstar is also making history with her album as well. After debuting at #1, Blown Away has helped Carrie become one of only 2 country artists in the 47-year history of the chart to have each of their first 4 albums land at the top spot.
I want to take a little ride with you.
Jason Aldean will be taking more than a little ride around the country next year. Along with his recently announced stadium tour stops in Boston, Chicago, and Athens, Georgia, the multi-platinum selling star has now confirmed the entire first leg of his 2013 Night Train tour.
Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of party.
Kicking off February 21st in Bossier City, Louisiana, the 23-city run will continue through May with special guest Jake Owen and newcomer Thomas Rhett, who's still having a bit of trouble wrapping his head around the concept.
I'm getting nervous thinking about it now. I was out with Toby this whole summer on the Live and Overdrive tour, and I thought that was a big crowd, but I have no idea what it's going to be like to play not only at baseball stadium, but Fenway and Wrigley, and we're getting to play Sanford Stadium in Athens where my Bulldogs play, so I'm pumped about that one too.
For more information on the tour and to see how you can hop on board this night train, visit headlinecountry.net.
Rascal Flatts.
Longtime advocates for Nashville's Vanderbilt's Monroe Carroll Children's Research Hospital, Rascal Flatts were once again back in town to host their annual Halloween party for the hospital's patients and staff.
Don't make me spend another lonely night praying for daylight.
Along with a special performance and meet and greet, the guys took time to visit the individual rooms of the kids who were too sick to attend the gathering.
We really wanted to get involved and you know, with being fathers ourselves, it's just, yeah, it's a magical place over there. And any way we could help, especially with children, and there's no greater gift than the gift of being able to give life. So it's anything we could do to help to make that dream come true for somebody, you know, they deserve it.
To date, the group has raised more than $4 million for the hospital. They plan to continue their support through donations and various concert-based events.
That's what I'm
doing these days.
Well, Kellie Pickler has been busy doing her part for her cause, the fight against breast cancer. The singer recently flipped the switch at the 4th annual Grand Ole Opry Goes Pink event. Just 2 days later, she proudly displayed her much shorter locks on the CMA red carpet in support of her friend Summer Holt Miller, who was diagnosed earlier this year.
You know, I was so blessed to be a part of doing that last year, and I was so excited when they asked me to come back this year to flip the switch and turn the Opry pink, and we had a great night. It was fun.
Now you shaved your head in honor of your buddy.
It's growing back though, and she's doing really well, so we can't complain.
Still to come, Toby wasn't the only one busy filming a new music video. Gloriana steps back in front of the cameras when we come back. Our camera crews have been busy lately, going behind the scenes of all the new music videos you're seeing right here on GAC or on our sister channel CMC in Australia. We begin this episode of Set Hopping with a catch-up with our pals, Gloriana.
Well, we are here at the set of our brand new music video that we're shooting today for our new single called Can't Shake You. And this is an emotional song. It's really about going through a breakup and being caught between that place of not wanting to see somebody anymore because you're mad that you broke up, but you're still in love with them on the other hand, and you really do want to see them, and you don't know how to deal with it. So it's really about being haunted by an ex, which I think is something everybody's been through.
Told myself it's over, don't know what else I can do. I can't shake you.
What's really cool is that for the first time we're actually getting to act within our video. So we all have our own exes.
When you got to go into this like really intense scene where you're like, you're close and intimate and doing that whole thing. And I'm nervous because I'm not good at acting at all. I'll do the music thing, I can play and do all that, but I don't know, we'll see what happens.
Every other time a love said goodbye, just shake it off, shake it off.
There's a sense of retribution at the end of this, which is really exciting. Thank you.
Big word.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank
I don't
you.
even know what that means, but it sounded good. Yeah. What is it?
Revenge.
Okay, revenge.
A little bit of a revenge, which is an element to this song that there's an underlying tone of that. So I'm pretty excited about it.
I can't shake you, no matter how hard I try.
You look like Georgia on a cool summer day.
We are on the set of my brand new music video for Home to Me, and I'm on this beautiful property in Whites Creek, Tennessee, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's a song that I feel like really captures just kind of that falling in love, you know, and the freedom and that feeling of falling in love. So we're trying to create a video that just captures all of those emotions and feelings, and it's just such a beautiful day. So we're having an amazing time.
Show me some of that laid back vibe, kissing while we're fishing in the moonlight.
For me, it kind of hit home, no pun intended, but I think that no matter where you are, that person, you know, feels they come to you. And so, like in my case, you know, I'm always on the road, always, you know, traveling from city to city. It kind of really struck a chord with me. I've got a very romantic love interest here. He's very cute. I think all the girls are gonna like him. But everything about the video is very, very much me. And you're gonna see it, you know, this totally feel that's Sarah Darling. It's almost like a beautiful moment, you know, between me and, you know, this guy, the love interest, and we're just enjoying life and falling in love.
You feel like a home to me.
Action! Grabby, no! Get up, get up!
We're shooting my first single. It's Airborne Ranger Infantry is the single, and I'm really, really excited because we're at this amazing ranch outside of Nashville. Everything that was in the song just played out perfectly for this ranch. Everything is exactly how I wanted it to be.
I left my best friend lying in a pool of blood while I crawled away through the brush and mud.
For the longest time, my mom had these poems that my dad wrote when he was serving in the Army, and I always wanted to kind of turn them into a song. It's just amazing because I didn't expect it to turn out so good and be the first single, you know what I mean? It was like, holy cow, I just wrote a song from my dad's poems, and the coolest thing about it is like he was a writer on it. It was just meant to be. Like I say, hard work pays off, and it has totally paid off so far. And, you know, I would rather be patient and wait for the right song to come out rather than rush everything and then, you know, be like, okay, well, I'm done now, you know. So it's very well worth the wait.
There's a part of me that will always be just a boy in a hole with an M16.
Well, that's it for this week. Next time, we'll get to the heart of CMA winner for Top New Artist, Hunter Hayes. Until then, stay up to date on all the latest in country music at headlinecountry.net, gactv.com, and you can also join us on Twitter and Facebook as well. Take care, everybody.
Oh, let's go.